Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Stay Fearless with Dr. Liz. I have a little bit of a treat for you today. Not going to be before you long. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. You know what? I'm going to turn the lights off today because guess what? Our conversation today is going to help you to I want to say, steam up your bedroom, juice up your sex life. All righty, we're going to talk about, see, when you're going through menopause, and I know we talk about managing menopausal insomnia, but you know what? There's a whole lot of things that go into managing menopause, right? You know, one of the things I talk about is I told the story about my mom going in her room and her tossing her nightgown over on the lamp. But guess what? Sometimes it's not a bad thing to toss your nightgown on the lamp, if you know what I mean. Man, let me tell you, juicing up your sex life or having an incredible sex life when you are going through menopause can be very challenging because your estrogen and your hormones are all out of balance. If you haven't started to manage them with the herbs that we talk about and that I recommend, one day because not only are your physical hormones out of whack, but your mental and your emotional is all over the place. One day you don't want any sex. The next day you can't get enough. The next day, day after day, it might change. So we can only imagine how confusing and chaotic that is for your partner, right? So in order to get a good grip on it, we have to get a good understanding of what's going on, right? And what is the solution? I mean, I already know, right? I know my hormones are out of balance. I don't want to be touched. I do want to be touched. This is how I want to be touched. I mean, just think about it. Have you ever thought about this? Taking yourself out of your own shoes and putting them in his shoes. And then you're like, yeah, no wonder we got this tug of war and this issues going on. But guess what? Let's talk about some solutions, okay? Not only, and I talk about this every single time, water is the key, right? Staying hydrated. That's the first thing. No matter what, no matter how busy you are, no matter what you're doing, you got to make sure that you get that gallon of water in a day, okay? Let's go first. Let's go light first. Let's talk about our skin being dry before we get to the other goodies. But guess what? When you talk about our skin being dry, the water, and, I talk about a soothing salve that I have. I love the smell of the soothing salve. But you got to remind yourself to keep your hands moist during the day. Because, who wants to go to bed with with somebody that feels like the skin is cactus? You want to make sure that you keep your hands moisturized, that when you get out of the shower, that you're using. And I use a organic olive oil, and I rub it all over. So when I get out of the shower, when I'm still wet, I will use my organic olive oil, and then I will just wipe off with a towel. And I'm telling you, it seals in the moisture in your skin. And I've noticed that going through the menopausal stages, my skin has gotten, a little bit more dry. So you have to use a little bit more, and we have to layer ourselves. So layering means that not only am I using the olive oil when I get out of the shower, but I'm also using the salve because, again, it has all of the herbs in it. These are herbs that help your body to reset itself. So if you're rubbing it on your feet, especially your feet, and I do a regimen at night, I rub it on my feet as well because it's getting in my soul. So that means it's getting in my body. So not only do you want to moisturize your hands, moisturize, your legs, moisturize yourself with the soothing salve. But the other thing is that, for the dryness in the mouth, we talked about one of my favorite herbs, to moisturize your mouth, because dry mouth is so painful. I went through the dry mouth for a whole week until I had to get in my little lab, if you will, and I pulled up some herbs and grabbed some herbs that I knew was going to be very, very effective with helping me with the dry mouth. I made a mouth rinse. So you can use a mouth rinse, use it daily until your mouth starts to feel better. But that's no joke. That's very painful, along with a couple of drops of the herb that I use. And let me grab it because this is a good time for it. And anything that I tell you about is something that I'm doing and using for myself. I take a dropper full And that helps to relieve the dry mouth. My mouth was so dry, let me tell you. I couldn't even chew. I couldn't chew. Water hurt going down. So that's one thing that you can do. You can do your herbs. And again, if you want to find out about it, my link tree is down in the description box. Get on my calendar. Let's do a 30-minute, chat session just to talk about where you are specifically. But so we talked about, oiling our body down and the reason that I say to use the organic olive oil, because you don't have anything like petroleum or anything that's going to clog your pores. You want to keep your pores open, right? And you want to keep yourself flushing with you want to detox. We don't even think about all of the toxins that we encounter in a day. And that also plugs our skin and blocks our pores. So you want to do like I said, for your skin, you want to make sure that you're, that you're bathing. And once you bathe, you're putting on your organic olive oil, and then you're layering with, like I said, some soothing salve, or, again, you can layer with even more olive oil. The second thing you want to, for the dry mouth, you want to use the mouth rinse, and you want to use the herb that I have specifically for the dry mouth. All righty. So one of the most beautiful memories that I have, of my mom's last days was we had a beautiful, beautiful conversation, and we just talked about everything. We laughed, we talked about all kinds of stuff, but we always seem to get around to talking about female stuff, right? Female issues. And so she was just asking me about, what can she do about vaginal dryness? And, I said, well, coconut oil, organic coconut oil is fantastic for vaginal dryness. Okay. And she said, coconut oil, are you sure? Because see, my mom was from the old school, and she, olive oil, that was just for, she taught us to use it for our hair. Eat it. What do you mean eat it? Yes, it's organic. It is natural. Anything that God put in the earth, it's natural. It's to help our bodies and enhance the functioning of our bodies. So you definitely want to use the olive oil. But like I said, the coconut oil for your vaginal dryness, let me tell you, not only is it a good lubricant, but it doesn't contain any parabens, doesn't contain any toxins, it doesn't contain anything that's going to be harmful for you. And that's one of the things that she was asking me, because she said that her traditional doctor had given her a prescription for some lubricant or lubrication. And she said she looked at it, and it had all these chemicals in it, and she saw parabens in it. And even the preservatives in those lubricants can cause you some vaginal irritation. It can cause you some issue. So coconut oil, fantastic. And come a little closer. Yes, I'm going to say it. It also tastes great. So coconut oil is so beneficial in many, many, many ways, right? So just wanted to come on just for a few minutes and just let you know that, hey, we can really have the best sex life in our 50s and beyond. It doesn't have to stop. The other thing that you want to do, I talked about this too. You want to get your flexibility back, go get you a band and start using your band on a daily basis. When you use the band and you stretch out your legs and your thighs, you become stronger. Your energy starts to flow better. And guess what? You're not sluggish. It'll be him telling you to move over and leave him alone. But isn't that a great thing? So, all right, then, we're just talking a little bit about living our best life after 50, you all. I'm telling you. It doesn't have to be downhill. When all the children are grown and all the grandchildren are doing what they need to do and whatever, and it's fun to roll around on the floor with them. But hey, it's also amazing to have the energy and the stamina to roll around with him. What do you think, ladies? All righty. I'm looking forward to see your comments in the comment section. And I'm also looking forward to hearing you or seeing you on a calendar visit so that we can go ahead and implement some of these things, get some herbs going on in your life so you can feel your best and live your best life after 50. All righty. Bye for now. And don't forget, stay fearless. I'm going to show you how. Bye.